Hello, everybody. I hope everybody's had a great week and is having a great weekend. I am back to help you through the next series, which is the last, actually, the next module, which is the last module in this series, module 3.6. In this module, you guys will be doing a few things. You'll have something to read, you'll have a couple things to watch, and then you'll have a few things to do, which we'll go over real quick. So the main thing that you have to do this week is the statement of goals and choices, the SOGC. So I'm not going to make a separate document for this. Pretty much what's on Blackboard is what you need to do, and it's pretty self-explanatory. So I'm just going to keep it with the Blackboard explanation here this week. But you submitted a second draft of your theory of writing assignment last week. It was really just the before and after, so a draft of one of your paragraphs. It's been through some feedback. You've revised. So we're talking about the rhetorical choices now that you made in your second draft. And so you're going to answer all these questions in order to turn in your statement of goals and choices. So briefly explain the information contained in your submission, discuss each and every choice you made, what work does your submission accomplish, explain who and what helped you accomplish your objective, explain how your sources connect to and support the argument within your artifact, and explain what you have learned about engaging in inquiry. All right, so you're going to answer all of these questions, and then you're going to post it both to your portfolio and to this assignment portal link right here. Okay, so once you're done with your SOGC, you'll post it two places to your portfolio. Just make an extra tab, post it there, and then you'll post it here as a link to your portfolio. Okay. I forgot to tell you guys last week that you should post the before and after to your portfolio as well. So sometime this week, just post the before and after to your portfolio, as well as the statement of goals and choices. Okay. So that's the major assignment that you guys have this week. That's it. And then in addition, you have your end of series reflection. So the creators of this course want you to kind of experiment with different forms for this reflection. You can do the normal text responses if you would like for this reflection. But for these three questions, what have you learned about your writing process? Which text and videos were especially meaningful? And overall, what are you thinking about inquiry? You can respond via text submission if you would like. But the creators are wanting you to play around with form for this end of series reflection. You can write it as a text, a poster, a video, a short podcast, audio recording, puppet show, anything. So if the creative bug is biting at your ankles this week, then please, by all means, use a different form than what you've been using for your reflections. And then you'll copy and paste the link to your portfolio to the right submission box of this assignment portal as well. Okay, so this week's pretty easy, pretty self-explanatory. I don't really need to model too many things for you. The last thing I wanted to do though, I wanted to give a shout out to a student, Angel Velasquez. He wrote an amazing draft that I kind of wanted to show off to you guys. It has, the reason why I think it was amazing is because it was the closest out of all my students. It was the closest to what a final paper should look like, in my opinion. So he's well on his way to developing an awesome final paper here. So I just want to point out a couple things that he did. If some of you guys said that you were struggling with your first drafts, so just take a look at what another student has done, and maybe you can draw some inspiration from how he put together his draft. So one of the things I like that he did was he has a APA cover page. So if you're not doing your paper in APA, that's fine. Just make sure that you're following the conventions of how to start an MLA paper if you're doing an MLA versus an APA. I like APA though because it sets apart the title page, which really makes an impact. I feel like so he has his title centered, and there's a couple things that he didn't do to follow exactly APA format, but we can kind of hash those out as we get to closer to the final draft. But APA format has you center your title and then put your name and your organization underneath your name. All right, and then he added the class, my name, and the date as well. Okay, so this is a good APA title page. He starts out with an abstract, and one of the things I like about how he formats his paper is he has all the headers that kind of break his paper up, which makes it really easy for me to read and anybody else who wants to read. So he has abstract header here. And then in the abstract, he does a few good things. All right. He initially and immediately talks about what he's going to discuss in the essay. All right. So I discuss how the development of writing plays a major role in the life of an individual's identity. Has an additional thing he's going to talk about. He talks about how he does that using sources. He includes textual evidence in his abstract, which is really cool. And then he talks about the main purpose of his paper. Okay, so all of that in the abstract, it lets me know, okay, this guy, he means business with this essay here. All right, so it's a really good introductory piece there. Then he starts with the introduction, and what I like that he does here is he immediately talks about his theory first. This is a theory of writing paper, so your theory should be very high at the top. I want to know what your theory is, so for the rest of the paper, I can see if you're talking about that theory and how you hash that theory out. All right, so he has a great header here, and then he talks specifically right about his theory. My theory is on how does the development of writing impact an individual's literacy. So that's his line of inquiry, and then the theory right here says, in my theory, the focus is to demonstrate how writing can change a person. So his theory is that writing can change someone. All right, so I should know at the very top of your paper in your intro section what that theory is. So you guys did a great job. A lot of you guys have put your lines of inquiry in, but I wasn't sure from a lot of you guys' papers what your actual theory was. What are you claiming about writing? All right. So this is something really, really good that Angel did. And I wanted to shout that out. Okay, then he has some more headers here, some more sections. He talks about the setting, so kind of how this theory came about, and he made it personal, right? A lot of you guys did a great job of adding personal experience. So consider this in your paper if you didn't add some personal experiences, but he's talking about his experiences in high school that created motivation to develop his theory when he was a sophomore. And so he just made it very interesting. It's like, okay, this is where he's coming from. So I really like that. And then he hashed out the theory. So all hashing out the theory is incorporating your sources in developing your theory. Okay, so this is what he did. It's beautiful prose here. All right, very grammatically correct, very succinct writing. He incorporates his sources beautifully here, cites them, right? Puts the page number, has proper APA citing here. So this is all just very beautiful, very easy to read, and he explains why he comes to his theory perfectly throughout this section. Okay, so Angel does a really good job, and but it's not a complete draft. All right, he's still missing a conclusion section. He's still missing a discussion about what this theory, the implications of this theory are going to be on the real world. So he still has some work to do, but he's 7 pages in here, and he doesn't have much that he needs to revise here from what he's written. And then also he has a great references section. So if you're doing MLA, this will be titled Work Cited, but it'll be a separate page that has all of your citations here, and they're all perfectly APA cited. he even has them in alphabetical order, which is amazing. Okay, so all the things that you need to do for references section, he does here in his paper. So this is a beautiful draft. He's well on his way to getting an A on this paper, and I just wanted to shout on head out in my video this week. So once again, if you're looking for inspiration, take a look at the things that he did in his draft. Okay, let me get out of this draft right quick. So to sum up, you guys keep working on your drafts, keep coming up with ideas, and make sure that you do the assignments this week, the statement of goals choices, SOGC, that you're going to put on your portfolio and as a assignment submission, and then your reflection that you're also going to put in your portfolio and as an assignment submission, and then finally go back and put your before and after assignment on your portfolio, because I forgot to tell you guys that last week. Alrighty, hopefully you guys have a great week. As always, email me with any questions that you have, and I look forward to reading your stuff. One more thing, feedback. I teach 3 sections of this class, so and I'm a high school English teacher, so I have a lot going on. So if you've noticed some of your portfolio reflections, I've just given you a grade. I haven't given you any feedback, and sometimes the feedback I do give you is really light as well. For the portfolio assignments, as long as you've answered all 3 questions, then I don't have much to say other than you've done a great job with the portfolio. So if you have a 3, just know that I'm giving you a 3 because you answered all of the questions to the fullest extent, and you did a great job. Okay, so some of these assignments, if I don't give you any feedback, it just means you've done a great job. I don't see any glaring grammatical issues or English convention issues. And so in order to increase the efficiency of my grading, some of your assignments won't have any feedback. Okay. So just know, if you would like specific feedback, just let me know and send me whatever it is that you want me to give you specific feedback for, and I will be more than happy to do that. All right, I think that's it. I'm finally sign off. Hopefully you guys have a great week, and email me if you have any questions. All righty, take care.